So we was approached by this wonderful couple living in California that bought an existing house over in Cane Creek area with a beautiful rolling topography of the land, so a lot of room for their kids to play and a nice stream below. It approached us about coming and remodeling their home. One of the things we got to always look at is their foundation. And we brought a structural engineer in and did some testing on the foundation. Come to find out, quite a bit of this foundation was just crumbling. You could see some concrete, and as we got past that, it was just into more dirt. It was falling apart. So I had to really have some conversations about what is our results. Do we want to remodel a 1940s house, try to reinforce this foundation, and spend what was going to be a lot of money to get there because our access was kind of limited. It was more of a sunken crawl space with just one access door that had quite a bit of water coming down in there. So I think you find that a lot in remodeling, the opportunity just to upfit a house. But this one, we really need to make sure that the bones of the house was solid. And house-wise, we were, just foundationally we wasn't. So we kind of went back to the drawing board, we're remodeling here, but what could we look at if shifting the house over here and coming in here, filling in this foundation and building us a structure that could fit our lifestyle a little bit better instead of the parameters of this current home has. And we could have a house that really fits our needs as a family with a bigger kitchen, the boys having their own separate rooms, and just having a house that was ideally just more set up for the outdoor living coming off a back screen porch. And so we went that route. So a lot of pricing, a lot of collaboration, a lot of just talking back and forth about what someone wants to do, and what actually resulted best for their family. So turned out to be a fantastic home, obviously with solar panels, great outdoor living, a beautiful deck, but a kitchen that could serve them, a nice little powder bath off of that. The other additional benefit is we put solar panels in this house. This is something the client was looking to want to do. We were able to do that. We had a nice metal roof, low maintenance on that, and had good solar heat gain on this one side of the house. This allows them to really not have much, if any, of a power bill for definitely a house that is used a lot of times for summer or seasonal vacational times, maybe used more in the future. But really, this is a house that can be as a secondary house to them of low cost, operating costs. So when we look at how we built the house, how airtight we made it, and how the position of the house is, you add the solar panels in, it's a low cost as an operating cost as a secondary house to our clients. So you start sitting down and doing the math, you can see, hey, not only is it a good thing getting power off the grid, but it also really is at the operating cost. So there was a ton of benefits and reasons to do it. A lot of times we'll get a site that's good, but we haven't really designed the house to get solar panels. So we knew this was an intent, and as our client being an architect, the conversations worked. Hey, give us one clear wall on this side, and we'll put some additional over here. It worked out well. So, a lot of times we're looking to really make sure we can get full coverage. So sometimes that's less dormers, and it's more just one side of a house that can have full set of solar panels. We did this all with mini splits. It's a smaller house, I think we're about 1,800 square feet, 2 levels, and trying to do one system or doing 2 systems was expensive. So we really looked at doing mini splits because the house was kind of sectioned off into rooms. We didn't have to give up space for ductwork. We didn't have to give for chases. And really what it ultimately did is, from their lifestyle of coming here, maybe just during the summer or maybe for a weekend, sometimes the kids didn't come with them. Sometimes it was just one of the parents with 1 or 2 of the kids, is that we're not heating and cooling the whole entire house. Each level, with a traditional system is one thermostat and then whatever that temperature is calling. So it can make inconsistencies in rooms. But in this, where, ideally I like sleeping somewhere around temperature being around 68. My assumption is other people like at different temperatures. Even the bedrooms can have different ones and them being right offset. So mini splits allows you to create different zones of comfort. They're very efficient, some of the most efficient heat pumps out there as well. And so it worked perfect for this client. They were open to it. What we also appreciated was, after the hurricane, looking at the property and knowing that we had the Cane Creek that was running right near the property. We knew we were out of the floodplain when we built this house, but we had shifted a little bit more closer to the creek. But luckily to find out, all the water coming off the slope had been redirected around the house, and the river had not actually got up there. So obviously there was some debris and trash around outside the stream, but not at the house. And just what turned out to be a really great collaboration with our client, and just trying to spend that time of just seeing where their money would be best used, what could we give them as their highest and best value, and hopefully they can continue to enjoy the house for years to come.